Right. We're reconvening from our executive session, and I call our regular meeting to order. We welcome everyone who has come to observe the meeting of the Iroquois Central School District's Board of Education. There are two periods of recognition of guests listed on the meeting agenda. The first is for comments regarding agenda items, and the second is for topics not on the agenda. Speakers may offer comments related to school operations and programs, but the board cannot hear personnel complaints against any individual associated with the school system. Please address these concerns to the appropriate administrator. If you wish to be recognized, please fill out the appropriate form and turn it in to our district clerk. As per policy 1514, public participation at board meetings, public comment by district residents is limited to 15 minutes total unless the board suspends this limit. Each person is given up to 3 minutes in which to address the board. Additionally, no more than 3 people may speak on a single topic unless the board also waives this limitation. This is a meeting held in public rather than a public meeting, which means we will not engage in dialogue with members of the community this evening. District personnel will follow up with you regarding your concerns. Rest assured, we are listening carefully and take seriously what you have to say. Please demonstrate respect by speaking to the issues, sharing your ideas and opinions, but not engaging in personal attacks. The board appreciates your willingness to share your concerns and celebrations this evening. Please be advised that the meeting is being live streamed and the recording will be posted on the Iroquois website. And with that, I ask everyone to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. So, we've invited our retirees from the school year to join us and fellow students of Iroquois. Our superintendent is going to call up our administrators to lead us in our celebration.
Is this in the camera? Yep. All right. First, we can have Ross, because I left my glasses up there. I got to hold it far away. Ross, why don't you come up? We have 2 in your group. You do whatever you want. Just stay in front of the camera.
I'll put it back in front of the camera. Now you're making me nervous. At this time, can I call Chris Robinson? Would you please come up and join me? Yeah, you have. Chris has worked as a science teacher, teaching some of our general science classes as well as our accelerated earth science classes. She has been at Iroquois for 31.2 years, to be exact, and has been a teacher who has done everything in the best interest of our students, and that's one of the things I admire about her the most. Over the years, she has taught on a regular team, she has taught on a split team, she has taught general science, again, our accelerated courses, all coming with different preps, and never once did she complain, and she always does, again, is what can I do to help? All of her accelerated Regents courses and all of her students have scored in the top percentages year after year because of all of her hard work. For those of you that don't know Chris, she is a very organized and extremely hard-working person. And when I usually get information, whether it's from Mr. Schofield or from the State Ed Department, I think, I'm getting the latest and greatest news on whether it's a changing assessment or new curriculum and different things. And I'll get all stressed and I put it on my list. I've got to do this and I've got to have this meeting, I've got to have this meeting, and all of these things that I have to do. And then I walk down and I see Chris and I tell her, Chris, I just got this email, I'm going to send it to you. And how she operates, she'll take your hand and she'll say, Russ, don't worry, I've got it. It's all done already. And she does, and it's because I think that she has a passion for what she does. She loves what she does. She loves to be organized, and that demeanor that I see as I walk into a room and I'm crazy, like we have to get all of these things done, and she has everything done. She's already had the meetings. She's talked to the teachers. They have the schedule ready. They have the paperwork. It's already copied from Central Printing, and it's back here, and she's ready to go. And to me, that is absolutely amazing. Another thing that I admire with our new science curriculum, there's a lot of materials that are hands-on. And when I mean hands-on, that involves when you walk in, the students are doing experiments in the labs. And when you walk in, and I walk in and I see there's beakers, and there's mixtures, and there's baking soda, and there's this element, and there's papers, and everything is organized perfect. And then the bell rings, and then 23 8th grade boys and girls that just came from lunch come walking through the door, and I'm standing there going, oh my goodness, how is this going to happen? And watching what she does and the procedures that she has, the kids know exactly what to do, and that's the respect that they have for Chris as well, and the teacher that she is. So again, I can walk out the door and go, oh my goodness, I'm glad this isn't me, and she does it all. I witness on a daily basis what she does both inside and outside of the classroom. We always talk about what we do for kids, in the classroom, and then the different things that we can help them on outside of the classroom. One of the other things that I admire most is her connections, and the connections that she makes with her students. And over the years, I've seen many. Every year, there's numerous things that she does that continues to amaze me. But I'm going to share with you a recent story and something that I saw just this school year. That really, it didn't shock me, but it was just another thing, and it was as she's retiring, I'm like, this is a story that I'm going to tell. So this year, I was at a lacrosse game, and I walk in, and I saw Chris in the parking lot, and she was a little bit ahead of me, and as soon as she made it around the fence where the athletes could see her, I knew they could see me, but everything was about, Mrs. Robinson, thank you so much for coming, Mrs. Robinson, and everybody was so excited to see her. And I think that also shows the commitment that she has inside of school as well as outside of school. But one of the things that really struck me was there was one individual that came over to her as she was sitting, in the bleachers. And I didn't have to listen to a word that was said. I could tell by that young man's face what her being there meant to him. And I won't get into everything, but what you've done for him is amazing. And I had an opportunity to sit down today and talk to this young man. And what he says, I think, says it all. He shared that she is always there for me when I need to talk. She always steers me in the right direction. She truly cares about me and would do anything to help me. And lastly, he said, she has made me a better person. I can't say enough for what that means. For me, I can't thank you enough for what you do every day in the middle school. We have baby showers. The email comes out from Chris organizing and doing things. So it's not the things that she does for her students, it's what she does for the staff here. Yes, it's tomorrow. But Chris is the one that does all that organization and truly cares, and it just contributes to a great environment that we have here in the middle school. You have been a wonderful person, you've been a wonderful teacher, and you've been a wonderful colleague, and I've learned a lot from you. And you have helped me try to reflect, and what I'm going to try to do more of what you do is just to be calm. Because you just have that sense of calm. I hope you truly enjoy your retirement with your family. She's here tonight with her husband. I hope you enjoy your cottage. You deserve a great retirement. So thank you for everything that you have done for the middle school and our children.
Conversations we've had. She's going to want a picture of all of us. You're in the middle. You're in the middle. Maybe Ross, there you go. That'll work.
Next, I would like to ask Mary Shawn Stack, would you please come up? Mary Shawn has quite a history here at Iroquois, which started when she was in kindergarten here at Iroquois, and she graduated from our high school. Mary Shaw became a speech pathologist, completing her college career at Fredonia. And she has spent, you ready, 46 years teaching here. Big round of applause. That's not with her schooling. That is just teaching here. So you think about the commitment and her love for Iroquois. Her family has come through, her children have come through our district, and you have been a leader here for many, many years. Throughout her career, she has worked in all of the buildings, right, from all of our primaries, even some of our parochial schools that our students attend. She would go and support them over the years. A quick story is I was putting this presentation together. I was in my office and I was visited by one of our current employees here. And I had it on my computer screen. He says, "What are you doing?" And I said, I'm just typing this out for Mary Shaw. We're going to be recognizing her this week at the board meeting." And this individual said, "Really?" He said, "I have to tell you a story." And I said, "Oh, I'd love to hear it." And this individual shared that when they came to Iroquois, coming through the middle school, it was truly very difficult for them, and how they felt. And they said when they came here and came on this campus, Mary Shaw was the first person that they connected with, and they shared that what you did, just how you made them feel, how you built their confidence, how you shared with them that it's okay, that you're going to be able to help them. Be where I am today without her. So that was meant to be. So thank you. And I know there's many, many of those situations. I was thinking of 3 words that would describe Mary Shaw. The first is kind. And when I say kind, it's everything she does from the second she walks through the doors in the morning. She is smiling, she is greeting students, she is greeting staff, her presence in the hallway. When we have maybe those 5th graders get off the bus and they're coming through the hallway, she's there. She knows if somebody just needs a hug or just needs a good morning or needs anything. And I can't thank you, because all of those little things, your kindness is contagious, and thank you for that. The next one is patient. Many of the students that Mary Shawn works with, they do struggle in certain ways, and what she does, and I think that person that I mentioned, what you do for their confidence and to make them feel better and that they can do it and they can perform here is amazing, and your patience with them, I think, is amazing. You're welcome. And the last one is engaging. Now, I can be walking not even near the 5th grade wing, which is maybe 100 feet from her classroom, and I can hear like a party going on. And one of the things that I love is when something great is happening or a student accomplishes a goal, they celebrate. Now, when I mean celebrate, they celebrate. They're singing and they're doing all kinds of things, and now I know why those students are saying what they do, because you motivate them, you celebrate their successes, and you just make them feel great. One of the things if you talk to Mary Shawn, that you know that is really important to her, not only the students here, but it is her family. Her daughter also works here in the district. She is here tonight with her daughter, her son BJ. And her mother, I learned, was an employee here at Iroquois for many years, Mrs. Blazak. I heard wonderful things about her, and so Caitlin, you've been here 46 years, so I think you're going to beat that, is what you said. So look forward to having you around for a long time. But her wonderful family's here, and I thank you for everything that you've done. You're going to be truly missed. I wish you the best on your retirement. I know many great things ahead. You have your grandson, so a lot of great things to look forward to. So for everything that you have done day in and day out for 46 years, we want to say thank you.
Thank you. How about one more Candyland for me in the middle of the day? I don't know. You'll have to come in and we'll just visit.
Doug was, I'm sure, part of many of those celebrations, and the reason why it was
Loud.
loud.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure to be here. This has been a gift
Here.
to work here.
Oh, they hear me, I'm loud.
Yeah, but the people at home got to hear you too.
Oh, well, it's been an honor to be here. It's a gift to have worked where I went to school and to work with all the people I've worked with. So thank you so much.
Kim, you're next.
All right.
Right in front of the camera.
If I could ask-
So nice.
Mrs. Garris to come on up. So, those of you who don't know, this is Mrs. Donna Garris, and I have had the honor and the privilege to work with her through my entire career at Wales, but she was there long before I came. She works as a speech and language pathologist, and if you notice, there's a theme here today. We're losing lots and lots of years of very experienced, wonderful people in that department this year with our retirements, and we have just had so many gifts from Donna over the years. I could tell lots of fun stories, but we're going to keep it pretty simple tonight. We wanted to take a moment to express our immense gratitude for your dedication and hard work as a speech and language therapist at Wales Primary for a very impressive 39 years. Your commitment to supporting our students has not gone unnoticed. Throughout your time here, you've not only gifted our students with the improved communication skills, but also fostered friendships, provided unwavering support for classroom teachers, and been truly loved by both parents and students alike. Your positive impact on our school community is immeasurable. And I have to just say, we had this one little lady who started school 2 years ago, and when she came into kindergarten, you literally could not understand anything the little lady said. Donna was our interpreter. She would talk very fast and get very frustrated and try to give you signals and tell you what she was talking about, and she really struggled to let us know. But she just moved away, and by the time she left us, she was very intelligible, and we could completely understand what she was saying. Such a success story, and all the hard work and love that Donna gave her. I particularly admire your forward-thinking mindset. She created ideas for our kids to support them outside of school regularly. One of the most loved activities that she did with the kids is they would create a board game to play over the summer with their individual goals, so they would have practice to do over the summer so they wouldn't lose their skills. So we're very excited about your upcoming wedding. Well, not your wedding, your daughter's wedding. In how many days? 31 days left and counting. We've been planning very carefully. So she's here tonight with Christine, her daughter, and Quinn, her soon-to-be son-in-law, and her current husband, Mark. Just kidding. Her only husband, Mark. We were teasing about retirement and spending all the time at home with your husband after you leave and how much fun that could be. So anyway, we wanted to thank you again for all of your years of service and dedication to Wales Primary. Your legacy here will always be remembered and cherished. Thank you for everything that you've done, Donna.
Thank you. Appreciate everything. Have a great time at the wedding.
Grandbabies, maybe?
I know. They're not even married yet, right?
All right, if I could have Mrs. Reichert come on down. So for those of you who don't know, this is Mrs. Sharon Riker, and she was the face of Wales for many years. She spent a great portion of her time, love, and energy making sure that everybody at Wales had everything they needed to be successful. We wanted to take a moment to celebrate her retirement. She has been an invaluable member of our school community for 32 years. She touched so many lives while she was at our school. She was a friendly face that greeted parents and children every morning, making everyone feel welcome and cared for. Her dedication shone through in her various roles. She started as a teacher aide. She worked in the library, the cafeteria, and in many classrooms before taking on the role of secretary approximately 26 years ago. She played a crucial role in ensuring that thousands of children found their way after school to the correct destination, which sometimes wasn't easy, had the necessary materials and supplies to support their learning, also tricky sometimes, and even had lunch money when they forgot it. She brought joy to many by celebrating countless birthdays. I can't tell you how many stickers and pencils she gave away over the years to both staff and children. She gave comfort and hugs, wiped away tears, gave Band-Aids and ice packs, and she helped bring smiles back to so many faces. On August 31st last year, Sharon officially retired after 32 years of dedicated service. And as I speak with her, honestly, I think she's busier now than when she was working full-time. She's going to all of her grandkids' sporting events, helping with her mom and her sisters and her husband. Today, she was planting plots for deer in the woods. She's a busy girl, so we're really happy for you. Please join me in expressing our gratitude and best wishes to Sharon as she embarks on this new chapter of her life.
I miss having you out there.
Oh, I miss it too.
Chris, somewhere out there. You're next, sir. It's for the high school, Chris, just to help you out. Okay. Just for the high school.
Okay, Mrs. Lori Schumann, come on up. It's going to be a really easy job for me to say a lot of nice words about Mrs. Lori Schumann. I don't mean to re-traumatize everybody on the board here, but it was very difficult for me to get to know people when I first came here 3 years ago because I started in September and everybody was wearing masks. I came to a new school district where it was very difficult for me to get to know people because I couldn't see their faces. And when I saw this lady here for the first time, I said, "There's something really familiar about you. I can't quite put my finger on it, but there's something very familiar about this lady here. I think I've seen you before." Then I came to the realization after striking up a conversation with her right off the bat that I've seen her pretty much every week at church for the last I don't know how many years because we live in the same community. We've gone to the same church for many years, but we just never struck up a conversation in church. So that was really easy for me to get to know her very well and make me feel very comfortable right off the bat at Iroquois as I came here as a principal and get to know about her real great characteristics as a person, first of all, and as somebody who has been a phenomenal educator who has inspired our people here at Iroquois High School for the last 29 years of phenomenal service. So that one thing that I can honestly say about Mrs. Schumann is just the compassion that she has shown, most importantly to all of our students, but what she has done with our special education students who have gone in her classroom has been truly phenomenal. Just the care and compassion and the inspiration that she has shown for our special education students, specifically in her classroom. I know what she's most passionate about is the interior design course that she has designed from the ground up in her class. Okay, but also just all the other courses that she's also developed within our curriculum, which has led to a lot of great numbers and increased enrollments within that department. Plus just the overall number of students, not only in interior design, but through artistic creativity, where we've had a lot of students who have moved on and have gone on and wanted to continue on in careers in the arts as a result of her mentorship, also as a result of the inspiration that she's provided for her students throughout her career. Okay, so I know what she's going to continue to do is she's going to continue to drive her husband nuts by trying to continue with new interior design throughout her house, right? And that's what I know she's going to continue to do throughout her career, okay, as she moves on to the next phase of her life. But we absolutely wish her the best, and I know that what she has done. And I know that when you move on to the next phase of your life, know that what you've done has had a tremendous impact on our students, and know that those students that you have inspired will continue to inspire others through the arts as well. So thank you for all the years of service, and thank you too for how kind you've been to me and what you've done to me and to help me throughout my career here at Iroquois as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. It has been my pleasure to be of service to the community and my students as well for the last 29 years. It's been such a joy, and it will truly be missed. But I've had a great career here at Iroquois, and I look forward to what's coming next. Thank you all.
You get this stuff in a minute. Thank you for everything so much. I appreciate all your leadership and what you developed.
Thank you.
So I get to talk about the next gentleman. Jeff Frank, so if you could come up and be up here, and I tend to be a competitive person, and so Jeff, thank God I get to do you because he's been here over 50 years. So a little round of applause for him, congratulations. And every opening day I talk about getting the school ready and how it just seems to happen and how it's beautiful and how it's cleaned up and refurbished. And it's just amazing how old things are here and they still look good and clean. And Jeff is one of those people that make that happen. But not only does he have it for the beginning of the year, but every night he comes in. And were you on the night shift for the first when you started here? Yeah, I thought so, on the night shift. I wasn't here 50 years ago. I was about that big. And so every day when the people come back, he has done it again. And he has led that and continued that night after night, day after day, or night after night, because it's not day after day. In the summer, he still comes in at night, and he makes sure that the building is ready every morning. And that's not, a small feat. Today we were walking, and he mentioned how, it's field days. Well, the field days, there's a lot of activity, so it adds extra work onto his plate. He is so dedicated. When he walked in, he said, I had to come here instead of work. I said, that's okay, don't worry about it. Sitting a little fast. He's like, nope, I got to go back there and I got to get it ready and I'm going to have it ready for tomorrow. And that dedication, it just speaks volumes. He started at $2 an hour. I think it was $2.05. You remember way back then?
Maybe $1.38.
Maybe $1.38, okay, yeah. I owe him some money then, I guess. But with all that, he has stayed here and just been dedicated at Marilla for the 50 years. And I can't begin to express the gratitude for the unseen things you've done every time for the kids, for the faculty, for the teachers, the staff that come in because it's always ready for them. I worry about people when they go to retire too. Sorry, I'm going to worry about you while you're not here. What are they going to do for fun? I am not worried about you. I think you go to every NASCAR race there is and like to watch that. There was one other thing, Tour de France. I think you like to watch that a little bit too, if I remember right.
Indy 500.
And Indy 500. And so, just from my heart, thank you so much for all you've done. And I am so glad I'm able to, have Jane come up here and present you the award from the board for appreciation for everything you've done for the years, for the children and everybody. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. I think Jane will be the next speaker.
Come on down, Chuck. You're the next contestant on The Price is Right. So he's kind of a rookie. He's only been here 15 years. But in board service, 15 years is a long time. It's 3 terms that Mr. Speck has been with us. He was elected in 2009 and right off the bat started making a splash. He's been with our district for 15 years, and in that time, I think he's missed less than a handful of meetings. 3? That's pretty darn amazing. He has a deep love and passion and is dedicated to our district. He's been a leader serving the board as the president and vice president for more years than not during his board service. And he took that leadership to a district, or to a county-wide level, serving on various committees, jumping immediately into the legislative team committee for the Erie County Association of School Boards, and he eventually led that organization as the VP and vice president and president as well for several years. He's a fierce advocate for our kids, often voicing concerns directly to our representatives in Albany. Rare is there a board meeting where he doesn't call out a state legislator or the state ed department, and he never holds back. That passion led him to winning the ECASB Laura Burns Advocacy Award, given to the Erie County School Board member for advocacy for children, demonstrating leadership, demonstrating action that clearly benefits kids, standing up for a principle that puts kids first, and inspiring other board members. And to say that he did all of those things and more would still be an understatement. He's been a tremendous leader for us. Chuck was my first connection to board service. He called to welcome me back in 2015, and he was at the ECASB training, helping all the new board members that year. And I was immediately in awe of his knowledge and understanding of what it means to be a school board member. Never once in my entire 9 years with the Iroquois board has he denied a request for support or guidance. He has always been there for me and for any board member who needed that support and guidance, both for board service and in my personal life too. I don't think he realizes how often he helped me through a lump here and there. He's been an intelligent, resourceful, student-based leader the whole 15 years he's been here at Iroquois. He's been a pillar of strength and support both here at Iroquois and in the greater Erie County community. He's seen Iroquois through a few challenging issues, and he remains an effective advocate to this day. Chuck was a member of the EMW Football Board of Directors, and he was part of the football, track, and basketball boosters prior to his service and during his service too, I believe. He's been involved in PTO, ITAC, Kiwanis Club of Marilla. He was a Scout Club leader, Cub Scout leader, and he has been involved in the West Seneca Social Club. So his interests go beyond just board things. He is on our athletic wall of fame for his role in upgrading the facilities on the old field when it was still in primary use, I guess I'll say.
Correct.
That's it.
Definitely wasn't because of my athletic abilities.
And just to stick it to him, I still think Canisius is better than St. Bonaventure, but he can have his opinion too. That is the wonderful thing about Chuck, is that even if you have a difference of opinion, he still treats everyone with respect and honor and dignity, and there's no one like him. So with his family here watching, I want to say thank you, Chuck, for your 15 years of service to Iroquois.
Here you go.
Oh, I want to say something before you. Being a board member, I will add in a few little pieces for Chuck, and I admire him. He really, the first day, I want to say the first meeting, maybe the second meeting, he walked in, sits down at a table that he was not welcomed at, I think, sat next to me, and I love being there next to him because I was smiling because I thought this would be fun. And Chuck goes, let's talk about the white elephant in the room. And to have the courage to stand up and say what's right, but be willing to work with everyone on that and not be forceful, listen, collaborate, is a skill he has. You can have whatever discussion you want with him in whatever tone you want, and afterwards, he will support you in going that direction of what is best for students. He is so locked in what's best for Iroquois because what's best for Iroquois is what's best for students, and he lived and he breathed that. I really don't want to hear about New York State for another 20, 30 minutes of the thing he said the meeting before and the meeting before and the meeting before, but his passion carried into everything he did, and I admire that. I'm going to miss you. I'm going to miss the times that you called me and said, Doug, we got to talk, and told me exactly what you thought, blunt but articulate and well thought out, and you have an art for that I'm always trying to copy and carry on. You're going to be missed after all these years, and you've had a huge impact. I wish I could have blessed you with having one state budget where there was plenty of money, but that never happened. Maybe next year without you we can get it, or at least, anything in that election that helps the district move that way, because I know that was a passion of yours along with Iroquois. So thank you so much for all your wisdom and years of service to Iroquois.
Yeah, I won't keep you long, but I do have to say a few words. First off, no New York State tonight. This is about all of you. And I'd like to congratulate all of our new retirees and wish you all the best. You will be missed. That's what I'm going to miss also about Iroquois. It truly is a family and a close-knit community. We're all working toward the same goal, provide the best educational possibilities we can for all of our children. And no matter where they might be, if we can help them out, that's our responsibility. We need to do that. We need to continue doing that. But I can't thank all of you enough, because none of us would be here without you, without your hard work and your dedication over the years. And believe me, as a board member, I know you guys don't hear enough from us, but we do appreciate it so much. I wish there were more time in a day that we could just sit down and collaborate with each other. I've always found that when there's any conflict, if we can sit down and talk, we can resolve it. And I hope our current board continues along those lines. I know Jane had brought up respect, and that's one thing that I feel very strongly about. We can disagree on issues all we want, but it's so important that we respect each other. We're raising and educating the future of tomorrow, our young children. And I've been lucky enough over the 15 years to see classes go from kindergarten all the way through graduation and beyond graduation. And they have their hopes and aspirations and goals. And we try to continue to support them. And when our students leave here, the success rate is astounding. I mean, the foundation that we've given them, whether they go out in the workforce or they go into service or they further their education, they all continue to excel. All of our children here who have experienced that see that. I see that firsthand with my children, and I'm sure you all see that with your students. So, again, thank you. Keep your focus always on what's best for our children and their education. And you can't go wrong. You won't get mixed up in all of the extraneous stuff, because that's really our job: fiscal oversight, make sure our kids are getting what they deserve and are legally owed by the government. So with that, I thank you all. I thank you for the years of support. I hope I'm leaving Iroquois in a better place than when I came. I want to believe that, but that's all for you to judge. But I will still be around and keep an eye on things. Again, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Okay, and with that, can I have a motion to take a brief recess till, let's say, 8 o'clock so we can celebrate with our retirees? Okay, Jim, second by Keith. All in, yeah, go ahead, start. All right, and we are reconvening our regular meeting of the Iroquois Board of Education at 8:02. And we are on item 6, board discussion and news worth sharing. So the first item is our budget vote. I'd like to start out by saying thank you to our community for coming out and supporting our district budget. It passed 70%.
71%, yes.
71%, so that is fantastic. We really appreciate your support. I'd also like to do a shout out to our newly elected board member, Todd Eckinger. I'm saying it right? Eckinger? I keep trying to say Eichen, and I'm saying it right. Anyway, Todd, if you're listening, I apologize. I'm really bad with last names. You'll learn that really quickly about me. But we are looking forward to welcoming Todd to our board table at our reorg meeting on July 2nd. And we are having our dinner our board dinner for Chuck Speck is going to be on June 12th. If you haven't let Nora know yet, if you're attending, please make sure that you do that ASAP. Does anybody else want to say anything about the budget vote? Okay.
I was just wondering, how was the feedback, the exit survey? Was that pretty well?
That usually is put together by our district clerk, and the results of it are given to us at our district planning at the district planning meeting at the end of July. Okay. So we'll find out then.
Yeah, we'd love to give you an answer, but we're only part of a way through it, and by saying we, I mean Nora.
Right. Okay. Thank you. She's got some other things going on right now. Okay. All right. That brings us to ambassador reports. Does anyone have any news to report from their ambassador building?
Oh, there it is. I attended the Whales Steam Night, and that was awesome. There was a lot of folks in attendance. Even though it rained that day, they had the ice cream social and the art show. Just brought it inside, and there was parachute making as well as the robots from Moog. They came, and the kids loved that. Heather and I were at the 4th grade picnic. Yep, and Dave was a good sport there, letting the kids shoot slingshots at them. But I don't know, Heather, if you have anything else to say. The kids really enjoyed it.
So
it was a nice time.
Any of my kids there, I still got a little teary-eyed listening to the whole 4th grade sing our alma mater. So that was really special. So, but it was a really good day. Good weather.
Yep, very cool.
Other reports? Okay.
And then just the middle school spring fling is Friday, 6 to 8:30, rain or shine.
I did offer to be in the dunk tank, but they said they don't need me because there was enough other people. Thank you, Bob. So I will be there, but I don't have to bring my bathing suit.
Yeah, so that's pretty well attended. So I'll be there, and I wanted to highlight for ITAC their music event is on Saturday, June 8th in Hamlin Park. That is a free zone music fest. It's from 12 to 5 in Hamlin Park. And last year was their first year doing it, but hopefully it'll be well attended this year. Hopefully the rain will hold out. And they also have another event. It's free Narcan training. It's at the middle school cafeteria on June 10th, which is a Monday, I believe, at 6 p.m.
Okay,
Thanks.
very good. Keith?
So for me, for the high school, we've been, Parent Teachers Association has really done a great job focusing on Senior Sunset. And there's quite a program that has been developed for tomorrow evening for the seniors. So although you miss the dunk tank, I will be in the dunk tank for tomorrow night.
Yes.
So it will be interesting. It'll be fun. It's going to be a rain or shine event, and looking forward to participating with the seniors. And there's some really cool gifts, and the parents and the teachers and others have really been promoting it, and I'm looking forward to spending some time with the kids tomorrow night.
And a great ending event, I heard, for it.
What's that?
Great ending event at it.
Yes,
Coming
so
night to night.
those that are out there, you're going to need to stick around till 9:15. There's going to be a nice cap off to the event.
What time does it begin? 7. Okay.
I only know the time I got to be there, and that's 4 to fill the dunk tank. So that's,
Use cold water if you're going in it.
Okay. On that note, so I do know that we've had several picnics for different grade levels that have been going very well. And next up are moving up days for our 3rd graders, our 4th graders, our 8th graders moving up, our 5th graders moving up. Let's see. And then our seniors moving on. So senior awards ceremony is on Friday morning, and then Friday night is the prom. And so I wouldn't be a mom if I didn't say to our community children, especially our seniors, have fun, but be safe about it. Don't drink and drive. We want you to, be at graduation. So, and then graduation is June 27th? Okay. So we have some really great things, end of the year events. There's still a lot of end of the year events. Keep reading the Superintendent Monday message for all of the different events that are happening, especially if you have children in the district that you're wondering where are they supposed to be and when are they supposed to be there. That's your number one source for information.
And I was questioning Keith on how he's doing on his graduation speech. I'm very confident in him that he'll do well, but he wanted to be reminded of how much time does he have? I couldn't remember. Is it 3 to
Well,
5
for
minutes?
Keith, we were thinking of 5 to 10 seconds. But in honesty, I got to look out there. Chris, 5 minutes?
5 minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes, but be sure to go over.
thank you.
I also wanted to say that I had the opportunity to attend the, it's SARDS. I don't know what it stands for, Student Achievement Recognition Dinner. Was that last week? Last Thursday. And I was able to sit with our 3 top students, seniors, if I try to remember, Alex and Grace and Parker. Thank you. Wonderful people, and their principal, Dr. Genestri, could not say enough about how upstanding these 3 seniors are. And I could see just in that short time spent with them that he's not wrong. Really high achieving, serious goal setting from these 3 students, and I'm super excited for their futures and to have had the opportunity to have dinner with them. And Mr. Schofield was there, and Dr. Genestri was there too. It was a nice dinner.
There was also a pre-prom demonstration where thank you for arranging to come in. A Mercy flight came in, and they did do a evacuation or removal of a smashed car so they could see if you are in an accident and make a poor choice, the extremity of what could happen. So thank you for the 2 volunteer departments that came in and did that, and Mercy Flight for taking the time to come in. I hope that was an impression on the seniors that are out there all watching.
If there's no other ambassador report information, then we'll move on to the Erie County Association of School Board and the New York State School Board Association updates. Has anybody attended any workshops or meetings sponsored by either organization in the last month, besides me? I did have the opportunity to go to their newly elected board members from Erie County, attended their governance training. That's always fun to go to. We had the keynote speaker came in and talked about board service, the role of a board member, and then we had Carl Christoph from Hodgson Russ was there on Saturday morning to talk to them about legal aspects of being a board member, and there was more on, being the role of a board member. Next week, the newly elected board members will be able to attend their their FORT session, which is the fiscal oversight responsibility training, and so I'm looking forward to attending that as well, and being able to speak with them about all things budget related. And I find that one fascinating to go to. And I just want to say, if there's anybody here on the board that would like to go, you don't have to be newly elected to go to those trainings. You can come sit in on any part of it for a refresher course if so desired. And I would be more than happy to, sit with you and welcome you to those trainings. If you want to go, just let Dave at ACSB know that you're going to be there.
Just a reminder, too, about the NISBA survey came out this past Monday.
The what survey?
The NISBA survey.
Oh, yes.
It's got to be done by June 21st.
Okay.
And then, is this maybe where we talk about the email that you sent out about the students?
It can be, yeah. That would be part of our legislative team. The legislative team hasn't actually met on that, and that would be Jim who would talk about it if we had. But it is definitely something that... it's kind of, there's a bill that was passed in both the House and the Senate that would require every school district in New York State to have a student board rep. The student would not be a voting member. The student would not attend any kind of executive session or have access to the confidential materials that board members have, but they would represent the students on a board. It is sitting on the governor's desk. I've had 50-50 whether she's going to sign it or not. So it is something that if it is signed, we had talked about this, I want to say 18 months ago. Yep. We had talked about, do we want to look at adding a student? And we had decided that we liked our model of having students come from each building at the beginning of board meetings and report out, and that was working for us. But there are some people in the state who feel differently about that and feel that a board should have a student sitting at the table. So if the governor signs it, we will have to do that. So
is it a student or is it a number of students, or we don't know yet?
It depends on the size of your board. Our board would be a student, a single student. So I don't think that it would be premature for us to get too far into the discussion, but I think that we will probably know something by our district planning if the governor has signed it. And it's something that we should start thinking about what you think that would look like here at Iroquois, and so that we can have those discussions in July. My understanding is that even if she signs it, the implementation doesn't have to happen until the 2025-2026 school year. So it gives us a year to kind of plan out how we're going to select a student. Is it just automatically the student council president? Is it somebody that the board interviews and selects? So there's all kinds of different ways to do it, and I'm sure that there'll be guidance to help us make those decisions, we would hope. But then again, it is New York State, and they don't always help us, right, Chuck?
Right. No, they're always there.
But it is something that I want to make sure that everybody was aware of, and that you could start kind of thinking about it a little bit in the case that if it does happen, how we would want to proceed. What that would look like here. Any questions about that? July 11th, the ECASB is hosting Board and Brews on July 11th. It's a little earlier than it usually is for a number of reasons that I don't really want to get into, but it is, again, at the Hamburg Brewery, and it is a free event. This one, you do not register through the district clerk. This is one of the few events where we have members register directly with the staff at ECASB. So just send their program services manager an email letting her know that you want to attend, and she will add you to the list. The annual dinner for ECASB is tomorrow night, and so sadly I will not be able to attend the sunsetting event, which really bugs me because this is the second year it's been on the same day, and I have to go to work. So,
But maybe if you being at work, we can get through it faster and get back here for the ending events.
but you can leave early. So I wish everybody a really fantastic time. Somebody throw a couple of balls at the dunk tank for me. Love you, Keith. Okay, and July 11th is also the date that you need to let Nora know if you want to, well, actually you need to let her know before July 11th because she needs to register us for the NISBA convention. I know it's not until October, but they are opening registration for the hotels and whatnot on July 11th. And so that is a big lift for Nora, and so the sooner she knows how many people she is lifting for, the better. So please do not wait. Let Nora know if you are planning on going to the NISBA convention. It is October 20th through 22nd. It's a Sunday through a Tuesday, and it is in New York City this year.
Typically, we do travel up on a Saturday. Doesn't mean you have to, so if that would not be what you would do, please let Nora know if you would be traveling on a Sunday, and if there's a certain day you have to come back, again, let Nora know if there's a certain time you'd have to be back on any of those days.
Okay. And back to NISBA again, July 19th and 20th, they have the leadership event in Albany. I've attended that event for the last 2 years. I was lucky enough to have received a certificate from NISBA for all of the different trainings that I've been through with them, and was able to attend that event for free last year, and the year before it was my attendance was paid for by Erie County Association of School Boards. But I am not able to attend that event this year, and I would love to see somebody from our board go. It would mean that our board would have to approve the expenditure of the hotel and registration fee, but it is a very worthwhile event. Any board member can go, but it is recommended for somebody who is looking at being in a leadership position. So if you're interested in going to that, please reach out to, well, first we'd have to say, is it okay with the rest of the board for a member or two to go, knowing that it would come out of our board budget line? Straw poll, yes. If somebody wants to go.
Chuck, you can't go.
I know, I was going to say I'll sign up.
Okay, so that looks like from my straw poll, it looks like everybody's in agreement that if somebody wanted to go, that we would say yes. So look at your calendars, folks, in July 19th and 20th. If you're interested in going, it's as easy as logging into the NISBA website and signing up.
Well, let Nora know, too, if you're
let Nora
going
know.
to do it. Please work through Nora.
Let's see. I think that's everything that I have. Does anybody else have anything that they'd like to say under NISBA and ECASB? Okay, that brings us to our work session on June 26th. Just a reminder, we are having a work session on June 26th. That is where we will be doing our board evaluation, our superintendent evaluation. So most of it is executive session, but it is an open meeting. So public, you are more than welcome to come sit while we go into executive session for our evaluations. don't believe at this moment there's other business, but that can always change. So make sure you're keeping an eye on the district webpage and notifications, because if there is any other business that comes up between now and June 26th, it'll be added to that meeting. Okay. Anything else? All right, with that, I'll turn it over to the superintendent for the superintendent report.
Response to last month's public comments, thank you very much for the people coming in and how they were so respectful. They did talk about personnel, so there was really not able to get back to them on anything because I would be talking about personnel comments. Response to board member questions, it was about uniforms, what were we doing with them, and you know, why would we care about different comments I made. Why I would say why we care, we did have an individual come in here present to the board about Native Americans and why they felt the way they did, and more importantly I shouldn't say more importantly, but also equally importantly to me, Iroquois prided itself on being respectful to Native Americans. That's why we selected the name we did of Chiefs. That's why we selected our mascot to show that respect. And that's really what I want to continue, is honoring and showing that respect that we've demonstrated for, you know, decades upon decades. In getting rid of the uniforms, I did have Carrie, so thank you, she's here, reach out to other schools that went through it. One school who did this a while ago, they said that the really old ones, what they typically do is throw them out, and the rest they still have in storage. There's another district that is going to go through their process of excising them, and then they'll be for auction or sale to the community to buy them. Another district hasn't decided yet. They are getting a lot of questions about that. There's another one that surplus the uniforms, and then the teams decided individually what to do them with the players, or selling them as a fundraiser. And there's another district that has no plans yet. So I really thought about it, and I am, you know, what concerns me, I did reach out to SED to, you know, work on our code of conduct of what students can wear to school next year and so on, and they did confirm that students can't wear Native American old Iroquois stuff to school. If and I'll get this out in a better format to the board. There's other places they could, so like to a sporting event they could, because that's open admission. It's not a closed event, but something that was closed and we controlled who came in, we couldn't. Really all our events are open, except for like dances, so they'd be fine to wear it there. And with our policy, it states simply that, you know, you look at equipment, library materials, it says no property shall be sold without prior approval of the Board of Education. However, the responsibility for sales may be delegated and so on. And we, you know, and everything would be deposited in the general fund. Now, in saying it'd be in the general fund, that John could designate it to go towards sports and replacement of uniforms. So when I really think about, I think we have two options. I would, you know, the board I would think would have to pick from. One, that we keep them on hand and don't do anything with them. The other one would be a process of finding an equitable way to give them out. And by give, I mean sell, because we're responsible for, there's another statement here, in such a way as to maximize net proceeds. Well, I don't think we're going to maximize net proceeds from uniforms. I was looking here, and right now the bookstore is selling golf jerseys, I think for $5. You know, because we're removing the old things from inventory. So if I was to do anything with one of the schools, with the coaches, I would say I would like the board to direct the athletic director to give them to the coaches. The coaches could talk to seniors who could purchase them for, I would say, a sum of $5 for a jersey they want. After that, we'd have to find a way that if people wanted one, they could come in and purchase it. Why I would do it in that way, I think if you just offered them first to the community at large, the last person to wear it that is graduating as a chief at Iroquois from this class of 2024 might not be able to have the jersey they wore their senior year. So that's why I would look to have it for seniors first, and then after that, open it up to, I would say, first come, first serve. I would not get into a bidding process. I think that would be too complicated for this. So if we were to release them out to the public, that would be the fashion. And the other one would be what the other schools are doing is they are keeping them in storage right now and kicking the can down the road. So, this has to have approval of the board. So I bring that forward to the board of what would the board as a whole like to do with it, because it would be your approval that moves, if we were to take an action to do something with them. I just always want to be cautious of how we look to the community at large in Western New York.
Listening to you, I think what I would prefer is that we would direct the athletic director to give them to the coaches and then have them go out to the students. And then, after that, disperse them the way you said, through $5 a piece. There's not going to be a money-making thing. And I really don't see any advantage to keeping them down in the old pit for the next 30 years.
I don't. If we were to keep them in the pit, eventually they would be, as the one school said, really old to be thrown out. The state really didn't help us with purchasing new items at all. This won't help. One thing we do have to be careful with is this won't be equitable. Won't be equitable across the teams. One team might have, we'll say, shorts that has an item on it that we're getting rid of only the shorts because the tops are fine. So I want the board to realize if we go down this path and someone on Team A can purchase their shirt for $5 and on Team B, well, we're keeping the shirts because it has nothing that has been banned by part, I think it's 1, 2, 3, by the state that would happen.
So basically, you're preparing us for, this isn't going to be fair.
Yes, I'm
And we know
preparing
it.
for you, this wouldn't be fair.
And sorry, but it's not going to be.
Right.
Okay.
What about items that are not like athletic uniforms, or what are our plans for that stuff?
So right now, some of them were the Historical Society, because I think it's important to keep the history of Iroquois. That we're donating it to there. One person did contact me about an item. They said, well, because I mentioned, we're donating it to the Alma Historical Society. They said, don't forget about Marilla and Wales. I think that was great advice, so I'll reach out to them. Other than that, I want to see what items are left and what their what would be their value of there, and then go from there. The items that are earmarked by someone's name who created them, we are going to those people who created them and saying, you created this, can we modify it? Like say if it's there's a painting on the wall in the high school, can we modify it? Are you okay with us modifying it? Would you like it back since they created it and donated it to the district? Some items with those names have already been returned to the people. So that is the avenue. The one item that doesn't have a name on it, this was either donated or purchased, is the, I want to say it's brass or copper. There's a native head when you go up the stairs in the high school. So that would be an item I'd be looking for historical societies if they want that. And if not, then I'd probably come back to the board with the same question of how can we get rid of that fairly. Again, a big auction I don't think would be the right thing, but at this moment I don't know, and that's why I get an encapsulation of how much we're talking about. Is it 10 items or is it 100 items?
Didn't the state say that we could have one designated area where there was some like historical value thing, like that could be the
We
focal
can actually
point of
have
historical.
a historical point. We're using that as typically right now with the old trophies and awards and everything in that hallway. So that could be, again, once we get the volume of what it is and see where it is. I know there's one item hanging by the gym that is not a representation of what we currently use as the Native American head that was found in the basement, put back up unbeknownst to me because it honestly would not have been put back up because it doesn't represent what we have now. So again, that one we'd look at for a name, and that would not make it to the archives. I don't see it in the history anywhere in the books. Still looking through old yearbooks to see what was at different times.
Does the state give us a deadline to have all of these kinds of decisions made, or is this something we can take the next year to do?
Yeah, there's not a rush to do this. The only rush I would feel would be for the seniors, with the coaches while they're still available in town to move forward with the uniforms of that nature. The other items, again, once they're gathered, we can look at the volume and where they are and what would historical societies want, what would we maybe want in that hall, and would it be overpowering in that hall compared to now being the Red Hawks? We don't want to overpower that either.
Keith?
Yeah, so just a quick question. Do you have an have you defined quantity of gear, right? So is it 10 shorts, 100 shorts, 1,000 shorts? What's the, any sense of quantity for that?
I looked at Carrie, and I don't think she has that on the top of her head. I know she has that list because she's working on ordering the replacements.
Okay.
So we'd have to go back, pull up those records, and then get that out to the board of what it would be. But again, it'd be, if I was to look at the cheerleaders, which are expensive uniforms, I believe the tops and some of the other gear are acceptable, but it's the skirts that have the Native American head on it. So would the cheerleaders want to have a skirt and not the rest of the uniform?
So are you defining by participant in that sport as first choice, and then
yes.
And then any senior that can come in and say, hey, I want that skirt or those shorts, they can also have that?
Great question. Could go either way. I was only thinking of offering it to the last person that wore it in that sport as the senior. So if I was to pick lacrosse, you were the last lacrosse player to wear number 8. Would you like that for $5, yes or no? If the answer is no, then it would go into the community pick where other seniors could come in and get it if they wanted it.
Okay. Given that, I mean, I think my opinion would be that seems to make sense. I personally don't want to see to shelve it or to kick the can. Either you're going to do something with it or they're going to be thrown away. I'd hate to see that gear thrown away if there's value to the seniors, especially being the last chief.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be my opinion that, we should do something like that to make sure that it is as equitable as possible, not necessarily fully, but trying to get through the gear, but then allowing the remaining seniors to kind of pick and choose if they so choose the remaining gear. And then whatever.
And we could do that. We could do the seniors who wore it, the seniors who are graduating, and then it's open to everyone else. That is absolutely fine. Kind of what got me going down this avenue, I was at an awards dinner. It was just me and the student talk. Our parents were there behind us. But we were talking as we were walking down the hall, and she said, oh, my coach said I'm going to get this, and it's going to be in a plaque, and I'm going to hang it on the wall. And I said, oh, well, here's my concern. And I expressed my concerns to her, and I said, because I don't mind anything if someone can help me overcome my hurdles with it. And her talking to me about how it's going to be something put up special kind of got me going down this path. And then thanks to Carrie with surveying the other districts. Does that mean every team in every sport would do that? No. But I saw value in what the person thought from that conversation. So I really appreciated her conversation with me. So I know you might not be listening, probably not being a senior and it being a board meeting, but if you are, thank you for that conversation.
Looking to my left, is there anybody who wants to jump in?
How do we implement this between now and the end of the year?
That's where, thank God, we have emails and stuff for the seniors. We can put that out.
There's 200 football jerseys downstairs.
Correct, but
we were all set and ready to hand those out to the kids, the last kids who wore those jerseys.
so what would happen in moving forward with that is, because remember there's a monetary cost to this of the $5, which I would hope kids could afford. If you can't afford it, just contact me directly and I'll see what I can do to help you, because I would like you to see your jersey. Now I'll probably have 200 kids showing up to my door tomorrow asking for $5. But Carrie, I would have Carrie reach out to the coaches, and then we could pull out the seniors, because remember it's the seniors. I didn't say everyone, I said the seniors, and then we would go from there.
It's like the 100 jerseys for modified, white and red, the modified kids. Those jerseys just get shelved and thrown away?
Those would be the ones that would be open to whoever would want that, and we'd put that like out on the superintendent's message. And then people could come in and say, I would like one, and then we would just have a spot where they would go in and, logistically do it and go through it. Could be open for the summer.
So I just have 2 more questions.
Yeah.
I promise. So nothing's going to change between now and the end of June as far as dismantling any chief stuff. Because we're going to start the changes right at the end of June.
At the end of June. So I laugh when you ask that question because Superintendent Billy Grounds came in and he said, should we start taking things down? I said, absolutely not, because students might want to take pictures of different items in that. There was an item that I did direct one building not to take it off the wall, work with the family. The family said, absolutely, we could keep it to end of the year. They told me yesterday it was already given to the family, even though they told me permission we could give it. I don't think anyone would have been taking a picture by that. So that's okay with my idea. But I told the superintendent of grounds not to remove anything. He said, well, does that mean July 1st I have to go and remove everything and get it done in one day? And I said, absolutely not. We do have time to do it. Officially everything has to be removed by the end of 25, I believe it is. I would like it turned over as much as possible over summer, so everyone coming in has the new look to the district. But no, I would like it there for people to take pictures after prom and things like that.
Because a few months ago, the store advertiser had the sports pictures, and it
I've been fighting that one right now.
Iroquois Red Hawks on there, and I was like, I was a senior, I'd be like, we're not changing yet until the graduating class is through, so I just want to make sure we're doing that. And then secondarily, you said about the state education department and guidance on protocol for what students can and cannot wear into the school year. Is that in writing or on a website somewhere that we could
They did send me an email about that. It's been a correspondence, and in the email they said also be sure to confer with your lawyer. So right now I have the appointment. Is it set up, Nora, already? My appointment is set up with a lawyer to discuss that email and correspondence with the state, with our legal, to see where we are with it and what their recommendations are. And then I'm going to have them draft a memo that the board can receive of what their recommendation is.
So that's not on the SED website anywhere? It's just being handled?
No, I looked through the reason I email them is I looked through their FAQ to try to ask these questions. And I just, so you know, I specifically asked some questions of, could a board member wear things here or there as a school representative to different events? And that's why I want to go through it with the lawyer and make sure I have it right. Because it's very interesting, because you're all residents of here, and I did find it easy. I'll use a track meet. So at a track meet, everyone can show up. It's completely open. We don't charge. We don't control who shows up as long as they behave in a sportsmanlike way. And so therefore, that changes the rules compared to something like a prom, where we do control and sell tickets, and we only allow certain people in. So I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I think for one event, a board member might be able to wear old gear, where for the next event, they would not be able to. But then it also comes to, you're a representative of the district, so would you or would you not? And then it also gets, if you're working the event, say as a chaperone or security guard, you're there as an employee, so therefore you can't. And that's why I want to get it all together and compiled in a logical way that we can follow, that makes sense. So when someone says, why is this? I can go, number B.
Because with the students, I mean, it's hard to even
Letter B.
implement or enforce code of conduct for what they wear to school. So I'm
And that also,
we're going to be
I apologize to Dr. Vanestri out there, and we'll have to figure it out. I'm sure there'll be some students that get through a day maybe wearing something that's old because they get through it now. It's not the same as, but it'd be similar to something that has alcohol symbolry on it, that you're not allowed to wear that. But I'm sure by the end of the day there are some students that maybe have a belt or something that they wore through the day, or a necklace that wasn't caught or was not addressed by a teacher. So therefore I just want to get the information out there so students know.
They'll be able to wear a Patrick Mahomes jersey, but not an old Iroquois jersey.
That would be correct. Yeah. I wish I could say something intelligent about that, but yes.
So just to sum this up and get this back on track. So basically, we can do it in phases. Like phase one would be that the athletic director will get to the coaches, we'll get it out to the teams, and then we'll get it out to remaining seniors, and then remaining people who want it, and then the other items we'll deal with as we get more information.
Yep, and that would be, and, you know,
Is that where we are?
Terry's probably squirming in her seat right now out there with this, and so if that's the direction the board wants to go, I'd go over, you know, give her a big hug, and we would start working on it.
So is that, I mean, so is
Do you
everyone
need
sitting at the
Do
table?
we want to take a straw poll then?
Yeah, that's
See
what I'm
if
asking for.
Okay, so straw poll.
Yeah, I just need to know
Is that what
everyone's in
everybody
favor
wants
of it.
I'm okay with it.
You know, it might even be good, you know, Nora will squirm now, to just add a quick resolution that the board approves it, of just superintendent, recommends that the board approve the release of the uniforms for the cost of release of uniforms that have native band symbolry by New York State to the seniors for the cost of $5.
Okay.
Okay.
I think it'd be nice, because then it's documented
Okay.
for the future
All right.
if someone comes in and says, why did you do it?
So we'll write that up and add that to our consensus agenda with a motion. Okay. All right. Recognitions.
Oh, sorry, keep going, recognition. I forgot it was me. Recognitions. Middle school, high school students compete in robotics, cardboard, boat races, on-site STEM challenges, coding design, and construction projects at the ECC Tech Wars 2024. 40 students went. They went deep into all of their events, and we managed to place top 2 in 4 different events. So Karen and Jackson took first in static display. Andrew took second in video game coding. Tyler took, that was in middle school. High school, Tyler took second in static display, and Sarah took second in photography. Congratulations to them. Mrs. McCoy, she was recognized. We had a senior that graduated in 2020, went on to Cornell, did very well at Cornell, received the 2024 Merrill Presidential Scholarship. We're recognized as Cornell's most outstanding graduate seniors in academic service and leadership. Less than 1% of Cornell's graduating class receive this honor. As a result, Cornell recognizes outstanding teachers who most impact the students' scholastic improvement. Mrs. McCoy was the clear choice, so she was able to go out to Ithaca and be honored at that event, and students stated teachers like Colleen are what make Iroquois High School so incredible. So congratulations to her. And congratulations to Margot, too, for being in the 1% class. So, you know, I did email her back, and I did see her parents at the vote, and I expressed our gratitude to her success representing Iroquois. Community All-Stars 2024. Students were recognized for making a difference in their community in the area of diversity and inclusion and in areas of wellness. So Community All-Star at Iroquois was Jessica. The diversity and inclusion at Iroquois was Joseph. Wellness All-Star was James. So congratulations to those All-Stars. For sports, love when they win, but I like more importantly, the scholar athlete and the teams for that. So this is for those teams. We had unified basketball, softball, I always wonder why they say girls softball, because it's softball. Girls outdoor track and field, girls lacrosse, flag football, boys tennis, boys outdoor track and field, boys lacrosse, and baseball. So congratulations and thank you to all those teams. Sam, Seth, Cole, and Kalia will be our qualifiers for the track and field state championships this week, so congratulations to them. Congratulations to the juniors who received recognition awards today. Thank you to all those involved in the 3rd and 4th grade picnics. As they stated earlier, they were great events. Great job to the high school band who participated in various towns on Memorial Day parades. I actually love watching them practice out front of the school. It's one of the great days. And congratulations to all the seniors who will be graduating in a few weeks. It's a busy time. There's the sunset tomorrow night, senior awards assembly Friday morning, and the prom Friday night, one of the special days for me to go and watch all the students walk in and give them the breathalyzer. They've always passed, so congratulations. So it really is, because it's fun to put out there. It's like a candle. It's kind of humorous, so I do enjoy it. But I love seeing what gowns and uniforms and themes that they incorporate into what they wear to the prom. And to the retirees again, congratulations. And that's my report for tonight.
Excuse me. All right. You were saying something in the recognition that jarred my memory to remind people of the Pops concert that's coming up too, is it not? That already happened?
Yeah, I was going to say.
I missed it?
Yeah.
Right.
If you read the superintendent's message, all the
Yeah.
dates, no, I'm teasing.
I remember looking at the calendar thinking that's going to be tough for me to get to. So.
Yeah, and I know it already happened because I had some other event that night that I couldn't make it, and I loved sitting there outside. Oh, it was the night of the SARS dinner.
The night of the SARS dinner. Okay, all right. Well, then I'm sure it was a wonderful concert, and I just want to throw a mention out to our music department and say that that's another one of those yearly events that I really like to attend and love to see as a tradition here at Iroquois. So keep that one going. All right. So congratulations to all of our students and our faculty that were mentioned in our recognitions. And with that, we'll move on to recognition of guests for agenda items only. Having none, we'll move on to our discussion for our agenda items 11.01 through 23.09.
I have two things actually. First, we said goodbye to a lot of people tonight, but I'm also wanting to welcome a few people into the district. So we have Julia Baranch, who's coming in, and she's going to be our high school math teacher. We have Tracy Fox, who will be a .5 art teacher in Marilla. We have Amber Richards, who will be joining us as our new nurse at Wales, and then Charles Markle, who will be joining us as a bus driver. I am requesting a removal of one of the items, or withdrawal from one of the items, 22.06. It talks about department chairs, co-advisors. Reason being, two reasons, we found an error within there that we need to address. And secondly, we haven't received any information from the middle school administration as to who they would be recommending to put onto those positions. So with those two reasons, I was looking to get that item removed.
Okay.
I also like to recognize we do have some people receiving tenure out there in the audience. Congratulations to you guys. Thank you for coming in at this auspicious night for you all. And congratulations and thank you for all the hard work you've been doing for these past years. Would you like to say a few words? No, I'm teasing. You don't get a chance.
Is there any other discussion?
Yeah, I just had a question about 2205 for the grade level leaders and all the stipends for each grade. Do we have like a job description for what we expect out of the grade level leaders?
Yes, and it actually goes out with the posting.
Okay.
I believe it goes out on the all-district email, so you actually should have that with the job posting that went out. But if you need that, because you didn't get it for some reason, let me know.
And then the principals monitor their statuses just to ensure, because I know they're needed, but it is.
Yes.
A wise man once told me that to pay attention to stipends, just, money and everything else, as I'm looking at Chuck. I know they're needed, but it's $48,000, and I just want to make sure that the roles and responsibilities of these positions are clearly documented somewhere.
Yeah, they are, and they actually even meet monthly with elementary, for these are all elementary, yes. These meet with the principals and Dr. Dudek to go over what's expected for them to cover at their grade level meetings. So I'll pick on first grade. When Kathy, they would meet with that, they would review at that meeting, and then she would follow through at the meetings. And then principals spot check to see what's going on. They can't be at all of them because there's so many, but they do go around and check to make sure things are happening as expected at those meetings. And then they receive feedback the next month of what happened, how it worked from the level leaders. Then they work with administrators on where they're going next. They have agenda and themes for the year.
And do you think we'll ever have like a pre-K grade level leader? Considering how many classes do we have coming in?
That could possibly be happening. I know there's one person that seems to be a natural leader in that. You're the first person actually to ask of this. This was something that was negotiated with the union, so if it was to happen, before we did anything, we'd have to sit down, meet with the leader. Dave wants to talk, so he's already looking at me for it.
To let you know, when the posting goes out, below the posting is qualification, functions, responsibilities, all listed within there.
And I think actually this year we just reviewed it and made some slight modifications, if I remember
And
right.
just about pre-K, if we could ask a question. Somebody had asked me in the public about if Iroquois is ever planning on having wraparound services of some sort, because I think some of the surrounding districts are providing that type of service for the pre-K, and I didn't know, is that something that Iroquois is considering doing, or are there any discussions about that?
We have talked about it. There's additional licensing that goes on with that. I mean, just as a school, we can't do it. That's why we were trying to get a partner to help with us in that, of some type of daycare.
To jump in, there is a bill being tossed about at the state level that directly talks about the challenges of wraparound services because we are a school, and the bill would address some of those concerns. So I think there's an awareness at the state level that there are some issues, and they're looking at addressing them there, which may help untie our hands.
Because other districts are doing it, so I don't know how they would
They do
handle it.
partnerships, or they've gotten other licensing to do it, and that's where we have to apply for this licensing. I've actually had conversations if the EMW could do that and get the licensing to provide some of these wraparound, but there's a age category that they're in at this point.
And also, I like to always point out 23.08 are donations. We have 7 donations this evening. Several of them are for funding scholarships that go directly to our students. And so it's always nice to acknowledge those donations.
Especially the almost $18,000 from the IFA.
I'd also like to see,
And number
to thank
bullet number
Mrs.
4.
Sullivan for her donation. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Okay. Any other discussion on our items 11.01 through 23.09? Okay, and with that then, we did have a recommendation from Mr. Sullen to remove 22.06. Is that the correct number?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor to remove 22.06 from our agenda? And that motion carries unanimously. All right, and then a request to add specific items to the agenda. It sounds like we want to add a resolution. I hate to do this to you, but can you read it again?
Okay, I'll go slow to, you have it? Okay. The superintendent recommends to excise uniforms that do not meet the New York State requirements under Part 123. They shall be released for the cost of $5 to seniors first, then after that to the community as a whole.
Would that be item be 23.0 or 10? 10?
23.09.
No, you're not. That's the bond resolution. It would be
Put 23.10.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay.
No, let's make it 23.00.
23.00 we are going to make it.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Thank you for your help with that.
All right, so can I have a motion to add 23.00 as written by our superintendent here at the table?
Second.
Discussion. All in favor? Okay. Heather, did you vote? Yeah, okay. All right, so that motion carries unanimously. All right, then with that, can I have I request a motion to approve our consensus agenda items 11.01 through 23.09?
Yep.
Adding 23.00 and withdrawing 22.06.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor? Okay.
Thank you, and thank you to the board.
That motion carries unanimously, and that moves us to 24, recognition of guests for items not on our agenda. We do have somebody who would like to be recognized, so I'd like to call forward Cindy Bednez, who would like to speak about a statement in the District May 2024 Budget Newsletter, FAQ. You will have 3 minutes.
My face on yours? My face on, okay. Hi, Shannon.
Thank you very much. Thank you for this opportunity to speak tonight. My name is Cindy Bednaz. I'm a mother to a 6th and 8th grader, event co-chair of 3 middle school spring flings, 2 middle school back-to-school dances, the 8th grade slumber party, and last school year's 5th grade pumpkin lighting. As well, I run improv club at the middle school and was a co-creator of the newly developed Middle School Dungeons and Dragons Club. Before I begin, I want to thank you for all your hard work, your hours spent advocating, and your work to create a positive, safe, and nurturing environment for our children. I emailed a couple letters that I have shared with the board, but I would also like to take this chance to talk about one last item I feel is important. The District May 2024 Budget Newsletter FAQ section stated, "No changes to the staff numbers are anticipated for the 2024-25 academic year." Many people in our community took this statement to mean that there would be no changes to the current staff members in our school district. Is it unreasonable that many of us thought that was the meaning? Should community members need to dissect, read between the lines, and really think if there could be alternate meetings when statements are made? Was this statement made because it would make people feel comfortable that no changes were going to be made while still being able to remove and add to the numbers? We're still being able to remove and add to keep the numbers the same? Then, when the community says, "I thought no one was going to lose their job," it can be said, "Well, I didn't say that exactly. I said the numbers would be the same." Why instead was not a forthright statement chosen? A clear and honest statement. Sure, it may mean more emails and community members voicing their feelings and thoughts, but isn't that what this process is supposed to be about? Is it too much to ask for true clarity and transparency and not a play on words? I don't think it is, and I believe that is what should be expected from our leadership. Thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, thank you very much for your comments. I do not believe that there is a need for an executive session. Okay, and barring that, then I would ask for a motion to adjourn our meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Yes. Do we really want to do this? No, I'm only kidding.
Stu, we really want
It's
to
been a
celebrate
pleasure
Chuck
working
leaving.
with you all. I wish you all the best. I will stay in touch with you all. I know I do have one more work session